Yeah, huge one, huge one. Just anytime you're playing homecoming at Richardson here at Queens, it's a big game, big atmosphere. This one's really unique, coming at the final week of the season against like a regional and historic rival team that we've played a ton of football against. It's really a good football team that's been one of the best football teams in this league, the last 2 years as well. And they are again right back in the mix. And the playoff implications just add a little bit more to it. So we're all excited. I know they are, and it's going to be a battle.
Coach, you mentioned their defensive ends specifically is people you got to watch out for. How does Ottawa stack up against the run?
Yeah, I think they've got great personnel. They've done a great job, just recruiting athletic, good football players, guys with measurables, and some older guys from the SAGEP system. So their young guys come in pretty much ready to play. And the inside linebacker Max Charbonneau, number 42, is one of the best in the league. And their Sam linebacker, number 8, another terrific player. So really talented secondary, and the defensive line has been impressive. So it's just a tough unit. But the linebacker play in particular, those two guys are outstanding.
But you guys, when you're 1 week older, 1 week wiser?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. We're just trying to get better every week and just continue to play to the personnel we have and play to the matchups and the type of team we're playing against. And, I think this week we'll make strides in all 3 phases. A lot of things we've learned over the last couple of weeks and what it's going to take to continue to put together wins. So just looking forward to this matchup.
Some of the questions that the gallery threw at you, again, make sense, right? The passing as opposed to the running, the running as opposed to the passing. Again, each week you feel Russ is getting better?
Yeah, absolutely. Quarterback position experience makes a big difference. Just playing in games and seeing those looks and running the plays and getting a feel for it, there's really no substitute for that in-game experience. So, but just in terms of the run-pass ratio, it's no secret that we've always wanted to run the ball and be a run-dominant team, and we've done a good job of that over the last couple of years, and certainly into this season as well. And the way these games are going right now, it's really just how do we get out of here with a win? And sometimes, at least the last couple of weeks, it's felt like, well, the way we're going to get out of here with the win is control the line of scrimmage with the run game and commit to it and have some patience and keep leaning on the defense and the special teams and take advantage of these short fields and then try to make some big plays in the pass game. But ultimately, we're comfortable calling more run plays than pass plays at this point, and that's just kind of the way things have worked out.
And again, if it's your bread and butter, right?
Yeah, we're doing it well. And that's a credit to the offensive line and the H-back position and the running back position. Jared Kasari's playing about as well as anyone is right now, and Anthony Souls is coming in and doing some really special things, and we've still got other guys that are ready to carry the rock at any moment. But leaning on an offensive line that has some good experience, Ryan Berta, our center, and then Evan Florin and Theo Grant, those guys have been around, and they do a good job spotting up the boxes, making the calls, and winning matchups, and just getting this thing started so that Jared has a place to go with that ball, and Anthony has a place to go with that ball. And when you add the 2 H-backs on the edge and rotating those guys in, it's definitely a group that has proven that running attack is a strength for them.
I was going to say, talk about thunder and lightning,
yeah,
but you already have.
Yep.
But again, record-setting performances, record-setting pace.
Yep, they're doing a good job, accumulating the yardage, and we're going to need a lot more this week. We're going to need a dominant run game and big plays in the pass and high percentage pass, because the key ultimately is to keep the defense off balance, and we got to do a better job of that.
Can you speak? So, of course, the OUA as a whole has had a whole bunch of injuries this year. Within that, would you feel that this is an OUA that is closer than it's ever been, or?
It feels that way right now. It really does, and I think that's a credit to a lot of programs that have been working very hard and who have been doing a lot of the right things. And now you're starting to see the margin on game day is starting to get razor thin. And it's not just between 2 teams. You're getting a collection of teams that on any given day, we could be going right down to the 4th quarter late. And I don't think I've seen it like this in a while. I really don't. And I think, again, that's just a credit to all the programs that have worked so hard.
Does that elevate Queens to a higher standard?
Well, I think our standard is our standard, and it really doesn't revolve around anybody else. But we just hold ourselves to a standard, and we want to be a contender, and we want to be a team that expects to win every game we play, and that's no different, based on what the opponent's doing or isn't doing.
Coach, you touched on it, but what do you have to do to have 4 consecutive wins?
go out and play really good football in all three phases, not beat yourself football. Those types of penalties that extend drives or change field position drastically, we've done a good job staying out of that. Both teams have. These are, two of the least penalized teams in the conference that we're about to play each other. So we got to stay, in that trend and just make sure we're limiting the big plays. Not giving up those big explosives and winning that turnover battle, which is taking care of the rock and making sure that our defenses and special teams is able to get the ball on the floor when they're trying to take care of it. And that's where the game starts to change. So you can steal field position and possessions when you force turnovers, and that's what we got to do.
Coach, homecoming game, a lot of fans in the stadium, a lot of history in the stadium. What does that mean to the team?
We love it, and we'll always feel that way. This is always a special day for us. Even just the whole week feels a certain way. Like the Thursday practice, which is tonight, the coaches will wear retro gear to practice. We've done that since I've been here, since 2019 we started that. So we just we embrace it every time we get the chance, and there will be alumni in and out of the building all weekend, which is always great. And some of them, this will be their first time seeing it. And we expect a big crowd. It looks like it's going to be pretty close to full, if not full. So we got to feed off all that energy, all that tradition, and embrace what is a really great matchup, Ottawa and Queens.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Share the hot seat.
Yeah.
Eric, we're talking a lot about the run game with the weather getting worse, but can you talk about the challenges both as a defensive back and then maybe with Ottawa's quarterback coming in?
Yeah, Ottawa has a pretty solid team. So if it's run game or pass game, they've been pretty efficient in the pass game. So lots of completion percentage and spacing the ball out among the receivers. And they got some pretty good guys there, some speed. So definitely some challenges, but we just got to treat it like another game plan, and make sure we know what to expect and just be ready to neutralize the run and stop the pass.
And then if you can speak about homecoming, I said to Coach, a lot of fans in the building expected, going to be a lot of history there. What does that mean to a current player and the current team?
Yeah, homecoming's awesome. So I've played at a few so far, and it's always just a great atmosphere when it's filled with fans and not just a bunch of students, but you see the alumni, and if it's old jackets or I'm doing the oil thigh, it's always just an amazing atmosphere to play at. So we just got to make sure we come out there with a win and make sure everybody gets what they pay for.
Is that more pressure?
No, it's the same as another game. When it comes down to it, if the game's on the line, if the stands are full, or if it's a practice and no one's around, we always treat it the same way. So giving our best right now and just always treating it like this is a rep right now that matters the most.
So what are keys? What do you guys have to do to win on Saturday?
We have to play our football, not beat ourselves and make any bad mistakes or busts or get any bad penalties. And just all across the board, like offense, defense, special teams, just play our game, stick to our game plan. We don't have to do anything crazy. We just have to do what the coaches tell us to do, and we should be good.
So stay within your comfort zone.
I guess you could say it like that.
I could change it up a little bit because we're going to be seeing you potentially play Ottawa back-to-back weeks. Does that change how you go into this game? Are you more a student while playing?
Every game we know that we could play a team again if it's the playoffs or at some point in the future. So after the game, it's always watching the film and learning from our corrections. Now, of course, playing them back-to-back, probably it will be a bit different because you don't have another team's film to watch after. So I'll probably just watch that game a few more times than normal, but nothing major other than that.
Eric, not a must-win, but everybody knows what's on the line. How does the team sort of stay grounded and focus on the task at hand rather than look a little bit into the future?
I wouldn't see a benefit of looking into the future. Every game we play in, we expect to win, and we want to win because we're competitive.
Have the alumni in the crowd, a packed stadium. How do you not let that get to your head?
We just kind of treat it like any other game. We've played in front of big crowds before. It's nothing that we haven't dealt with. We're playing a quality opponent. We're excited to come out and play them, someone we're really familiar with. And yeah, we're just looking forward to going out and getting a win in front of our home crowd.
Now, the adaptation, I know Coach Snyder this entire season preaches taking things from week to week. Has that still applied for a homecoming game, or has there been an extra layer of planning with that repetition opponent being a possibility?
No, like we kind of treat it like any other week. We have systems in the way we do everything, the way we practice, the way we plan, the way we meet, and we don't really deviate from that ever, regardless of who we're playing. So it's really just another week here.
Dawson, secondary in particular, but the defense in general is, really finding the groove in the season. Is that a momentum thing? Is it something you build off every week?
Yeah, it's definitely something with guys coming back, that's huge, and we're building and correcting on things that we've made mistakes on in the past. So, just taking it week by week, trying to improve on things that we felt we didn't do well enough is just how we do things here.
Coach said Ottawa's got a heck of a quarterback coming in. What kind of challenges does that present to the defense?
Well, he's going to be trying to make plays throughout the air, make plays to his legs, and we're just going to try and stop the run. And when we do that, we're going to try and get after the quarterback and neutralize the pass.
Bad weather games, is that something you look forward to as a defensive back? Or?
I love when the ball's slick, so that we can try and get the ball on the ground as much as possible. So whenever that's the case, it's good for defensive backs for sure.
It's going to be redundant, but just your thoughts on playing Ottawa and the fact that hopefully you can make it 4 in a row.
It's a team we've played a lot. They're a quality opponent. They're good. They're well coached. They got great athletes all over the place. And every time we play them, they play hard. We're just looking forward to playing them again and hopefully coming out with a win.
Mm-hmm. So what are keys?
Stopping the run and neutralizing the pass. It's really that simple when it comes to our defense. Goal number 1 is stop the run. If we can do that, make them throw the ball, and we're going to try and stop them doing that as well.
Excellent.
Thanks, Dawson.
Thanks, Dawson.
Very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
First one in the books.